everybody. Welcome back to Day 4, Breakfast with Bob from 7.3 World Championship, beautiful Taupo. My name is Bob Babbitt, brought to you by HOKA, Fly Human Fly, Master Spas, SFuels, right fuel, right time. Deboer, Wetsuits, Quintana, and our Challenged Athletes Foundation. My next guest, Tom Bishop, had a phenomenal year, but mainly Challenge Roth, second place Challenge Roth, which I think, Tom, was probably the best race of your career.
Yeah, I think so too. I had no expectations of the race, to be honest. I'd say it was my first proper crack at a full distance as well. Like, I'd done one the year before, but I never intended to do the run.
Right.
So I was like, okay, I'm healthy, I'm ready to go for Roth. And yeah, I held the British record for about a month.
A month? That's all it was?
Because Kieran Linders broke it in Frankfurt.
That's right.
Later on. So, but that was quite a proud moment for me to kind of, to hold the British record for a little while.
Well, and also 46.17, 4:05.46, 2:42.42, 7:37.54. I mean, that's just like one where you put everything together.
Yeah, it seemed just to go all right. Like, swam with the leaders pretty much. Obviously, Magnus took off on the bike. We didn't see him again until we crossed the finish line. And it's going to be new territory for me. So I was just riding safe, riding conservative. There were a few moments where we obviously had to work hard. And then I got into the run and I was like, well, every step I take is kind of a new one. So I just got into a rhythm. It was, I guess, I felt good. Past 25K, still felt strong. And then you start to get the kind of the pains, like the blisters and the sore toenails and stuff. So that started to kind of, I'd say that was actually what slowed me down in the end most, like that building sort of uncomfortable sort of pain and stuff. But I was delighted to cross the finish line. No expectations of getting on the podium at all. I just wanted to break 8 hours really. So but it was like such a great experience.
Well, and also you had a little battle there with Rudy von Berg, and fortunately there was a point where he dropped back, had like some cramps or something.
Yeah, I think Rudy got me around 25-30k, and then I think he put nearly a minute into me pretty fast, and then it came back pretty fast as well. So I was like, we didn't actually run together for much of the race at all, but we were very close the whole way around. Obviously he had an amazing race in Kona this year.
He got third in both, right? In Kona and Roth. That's pretty damn cool.
So like it was, it was really cool to see Rudy do well there as well, back up Roth. But yeah, so good.
I loved the fact that you come from obviously the ITU background, and we're talking 87 starts, 17 podiums, and 4 wins. But coming from the UK, when you're talking Olympics, it's basically the Brownlee Games, right? You're talking 2012. You're talking about 2016, and in 16. It was more like they didn't have a third spot, right?
They dominated the sport for 8 years. I think pre-2012 through 2012 and then into 2016. So it was always tough to make the teams. 2016 I was reserve for the games. I think I might have been reserve in 2012 as well, actually.
Yeah.
Obviously going into the COVID Olympics, that kind of made it quite challenging for everyone to kind of find what they were doing. And for me, my role was to qualify the third spot for the games, which I didn't actually do in the end. I kind of cracked under the pressure a bit. But for me, I don't like racing under pressure. Like, I prefer to kind of be in control myself. But I had to, because I was under this pressure, I'd been injured the year before. So I was down on points. So I basically had to travel around the world.
Chase points.
There's
points. Nothing worse than chasing points.
Yeah, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. So it didn't work out in the end. But then that kind of, I guess I'd kind of made me look towards middle distance, long distance in the end. So, and I'm glad that I kind of learned from it all, had a great experience, but in the end it kind of made me think, I'm happy with short course. I've done what I kind of wanted to do, look for something else.
Well, and then during that time, you got a silver at ITU World Tri-Event in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
Gold in the mixed relay in 2016 in Lisbon, and then 7th at the Commonwealth Games. So you had some high points in that career, and then immediately you move to longer course, and you get 4th at Challenge Wales, 3rd at Swansea, 7th at Jesolo and Mallorca. You got 2nd, 4th at Daytona. Daytona was a big one for you.
Yeah. So the first year, just wanted to learn about the sport.
Right.
I was just a student, basically listening to as many podcasts as I could, speaking to as many people, just trying to like know how to race it. And by the end of the year, it was December 2022 in Daytona, and that was the race that really kind of gave me the inspiration again to actually continue with this career, because the way the race panned out, like kind of swam kind of near the front. I think maybe there was some really fast swimmers there, so I lost a bit of time, but then rode through the field and got like a minute lead, and then held on for fourth. And I was always insecure about would my bike be fast enough, and that kind of gave me the confidence to think and then further down the line, like a few seasons afterwards, like I can kind of be competitive in most bike courses.
Yes.
So that's obviously, you're looking at these incredible riders like Magnus, Sam, etc. Like they are a different sort of breed. But the fact that I can still be in the mix with
competitive.
Yeah. So
that's what it comes down to.
That's kind of why I'm still here racing. So.
Well, and when you race a race like Daytona, there's no place to hide. You are time trial. You're never, because you're on the speedway, so you're in the drops the entire time. So if you aren't a good time trialist, you're not finishing.
Yeah, exactly. And then I raced Miami a few months later, actually.
Yes.
And it's a similar sort of course, a bit more technical, but I came second there.
Second in Clash Miami.
So both of those races together just really gave me the motivation to continue. And then obviously, like you got middle, but I always saw myself as doing some like full distance races, which kind of led me to Roth this year.
Wow. And then was your first win challenge Puerto
Veras? Yeah. That was a really nice race actually, down in Chile.
Beautiful,
fantastic.
huh?
Yeah, so nice. Like,
and then you win Challenge Wales too.
Yeah, Challenge Wales later on that year. So that was a place that I used to go as a kid on holiday.
Actually. Oh, is that right?
Yeah, it was really nice. So it would have been great to go back this year, but you can't do every race. As much as you want to go and do these certain races, you can't do everything.
Well, and this year, besides, you got fourth in Laguna Phuket, you got third at the Philippines, 70.3, second at Geelong, so you've been very, very consistent. This coming from UK, you're used to crappy weather and crappy roads, and this is all of that.
I guess let's talk about roads. Yeah, the roads in the UK aren't great. I'd say the roads here are good. They just, the way they built them, the chip seal. So I think
there's not like potholes. It's just chip seal.
Yeah. So obviously, I guess they have pretty serious weather here, especially in the winter. Like the chip seal probably helps to keep the grip of the cars and stuff. So it's just the way they build roads, but it makes it really rough riding. So I think I'm gonna have to drop my tire pressure.
I was gonna say you're gonna lower pressure.
Yeah, just because if you're riding 90k like 2 hours on rough roads, like by the end you're gonna be your legs are gonna be beat up if you've got high tire pressure. So I'm gonna drop them quite a bit, I think.
Perfect.
Yeah, and then like obviously we got the lake there. I was in there about 15 minutes ago.
It's beautiful.
It's so clear, like absolutely incredible.
Yeah,
and it's not as cold as everyone's making it.
I think it's like 65 Fahrenheit. I don't think it's that bad.
It's nice. I didn't. You know, sometimes when you get in the water and your face goes like
totally.
Yeah, it's not like that. So
usually when I see people go in the water and they start windmilling, you know, you know it's cold.
Yeah.
When they get in and they're just sort of striding, it's not bad.
Nah, it's fine. So yeah, I think the swim, like at the moment, it's calm because there's not much wind, but we don't know what it's going to be like.
Yesterday or day before, it was like victory at sea out there. There was big waves, so it could be crazy.
But yeah, then the bike, I guess, going back to the bike, we talked about the roads, but the profile itself is actually harder than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, and they said the run was flat too, right?
Yeah. So we obviously in the bike we're climbing for 8k. It's not like steep, but it's like gradual climb.
Yeah.
Then it's fast rolling roads, so like you're going to have to be able to do everything. Climb, ride in a fast aero position. And then on the way back, it's like potentially headwind and another drag.
Another climb.
So it's going to really test people out. And I think it's going to be an honest bike course as well. And then you have to do the half marathon afterwards. And like you just said, it's not flat.
No.
It says on the profile it's flat and it's not. I drove in earlier and we had to go up the climb and all sorts. So yeah, it's going to be a tough race. Definitely.
Love it. Tom, have a great one, man. Always great to chat with you. Congratulations again on Roth.
Thanks,
That's one of our favorite races in the world, and you killed it, man. That was phenomenal.
Hopefully back there next year. So
I love it. Tom Bishop has been our guest again. Breakfast with Bob from beautiful Taupo. Hold on, we will be right back.